Hey, welcome. Hey, man, what's up?
Hello, my name is Dickus Longus, and this is the Longest Dickus podcast.
How was your week, Longest Dickus?
It was pretty longest, I gotta say. Especially with my Dickus involved.
What do you think made it that long?
Oh, this Dickus.
Hell yeah.
That was nothing. That was a nothing bit. But welcome to the podcast. A new episode of the podcast, everybody. I'm over here. I'm full of farts, and we're ready to cast.
Why is that? Why are you full of farts?
Oh, well, I just ate. And since I ate rice and beans and I had a lot of beans, I'm pretty farty.
Oh, you gassy boy.
I'm a gassy boy. It's going to be good.
Rice and beans?
That's all we eat over here in the island. You know that.
For breakfast?
For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, just rice and beans.
Hell yeah.
It's not a Puerto Rican dish if it don't got rice and beans in it.
Way to disprove the stereotype that all we eat is rice and beans.
I mean, is it a stereotype if it's true? Like, come on. It's like, can we deny it?
Isn't that how okay, maybe this is not a great topic to start off with, but this is our podcast, so
this is a rice and beans podcast. Welcome, where we talk about all topics pertaining to rice and or beans.
I feel like one of the things when I first moved to the U.S., mainland, I guess, like when I was in school, everybody would just assume that I guess like every Hispanic is Mexican.
Oh, yeah.
So there's always been that stereotype that it's just rice and beans. But I mean, Puerto Ricans really do be eating rice and beans a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, white people don't season their food and all they eat is potatoes and bread.
It's true. Chicken, mashed potatoes, that's like the standard. Yeah, and some green peas.
The white people standard.
I freaking hate green peas, dude.
Dude, peas suck. Like, what's the thing
they really
with
do.
Peas? It's just like they're bland, they're tasteless, they look dumb. They don't look like something you should be eating. It's just a green ball.
Yeah.
They don't look right.
They're for babies, dude. I'm like, if you're past the age of 8 and still eating green peas, what are you doing?
I don't know, man. But it keeps me up at night, that's for sure.
So we had a pretty action-packed week. I don't know if you noticed on the internet, the top trending topic of the week was Tim the Tap Man finally getting his first Fall Guys win.
I mean, you're more knowledge, you're more learned in the Twitch community than I am, mostly because I do not watch any Twitch streamers at all, basically at all. It's very rare for me to get on Twitch, so this is more like your expertise.
I find it really crazy because that legitimately was one of the top trending things this week, was that, and then Shroud coming back, which kind of shows a sign of the times, like with the whole lockdown and pandemic still going on. Like, this has probably got to be the saddest summer of our lives up to now.
I gotta say, I gotta agree, man. I can't think of like a time in my life that's ever been this wrapped in like just monotony.
Yeah. Maybe not sad. I mean, it's more like the most uneventful summer.
Just absolutely miserable, you know?
Yeah, there's been nothing, dude. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Yeah, I'll take it. Miserable.
It's been a whole lot of nothing, dude, because it's just like we're all stuck in this shit. The political climate is shit. Everything's shit. Like, and I feel like it's affecting everybody, dude. Like, not just us, dude. I see, like, all my favorite content creators, and they're just like, man, we're having such a hard time finding motivation to even fucking do anything. Mostly because, like, half of the shit we want to do, we can't even do.
It sucks, dude. Because even for content creators, people, I think, underestimate, like, yeah, we might spend most of our days like at the computer at home, but like those few days you get to go out or like be with friends is what motivates you to keep like powering through the boring parts.
Yeah, especially
and now that we don't have that.
Yeah, and especially content creators who work in like group dynamics, they can't even meet up with each other, so their content gets, you know, fucked by that too. I mean, we're a prime example of that. Like, since we can't meet up, it's like, and since my internet over here in Puerto Rico is shit, like trying to do any kind of like our usual Let's Play where we just play a single player game and then one of us just watches and the other one plays. And we can't even do that. So we've pretty much been rendered to doing like multiplayer stuff. Like recently we did Fall Guys, which should be coming out soon. But it's just like I've seen that happen to a whole bunch of other content creators too. Like people I watch like Funhouse and Super Mega and a whole bunch of stuff. Like they're barely able to push out anything. And what they do push out is like, you know, them playing through pretty much Discord.
Yeah. But I was thinking about that. Like if they, I guess it depends on which one, because I know Funhouse has a pretty big like production team and everything, but there's like a limit to how many people you can have in a building, right? Or isn't that why it's mainly a problem?
Yep. Everything.
So if you had like just 2 people, I feel like you could still do it. But maybe. I mean, obviously for us it's difficult because we're like an ocean away.
But that's the other thing for like Funhouse, you know, since they all come from different areas and then they're also in LA, you know. And since it's still a professional work area, they work in like an office that has other production crews and all that stuff. They can't come into the offices and all that stuff the same ways they used to.
That makes more sense.
Stuff. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about mainly like the league teams. Like the LCS has still been going on, but it's all online now. But the teams, like they meet up. If they're rich enough and they have like a facility, the team meets up there, but it's usually like max like 10 people, you know?
Yeah.
Which still is a lot, but like, I don't know. I guess they make it work.
It still seems a little risky, especially since they all have like their individual lives. And even though I'm sure they're all good friends and they trust each other, you never know who they've come in contact with and all that stuff. So it's always a risk no matter what.
Exactly. I'm guessing they have a thing where it's just like only the people that they know are just going straight home into the studio type of thing.
Yep. I mean, that's the safest bet. But, you know, it definitely goes to show that it's not easy for content creators either, you know, trying to figure out how to make this shit work and get everything.
Yeah, especially in the big cities, dude. Like, LA is definitely, I feel like it would be one of the places I'd be at most risk, you know, with the Paulers running around, throwing their damn parties.
Those goddamn Jakians, those Paulians, all of them silly, wacky little brothers. Doing their
Did you hear about that too? I don't know if that was this week or last week.
No, yeah, I heard that he got like arrested or he's getting investigated by the feds.
Yeah, the freaking FBI is looking into Logan Paul's house. Or no, Jake Paul, my bad. Apparently they found like a bunch of guns and shit, so I don't know what's going on there.
I mean, it's not surprising, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways.
Ohio grown.
That's true. So what's this deal with what was this guy's name? Jakey?
Oh, Tim the Tap Man?
Tim the Tap Man.
Yeah. So, you know, since we've all been locked up, we're all enjoying our time at home. Definitely not ripping our hairs out at this point. The biggest news was Tim finally getting his first win in Fall Guys and breaking, I think, over 300,000 viewers on Twitch.
That sounds like a lot.
It's pretty insane. And then earlier in the week, Shroud, who was CS GoPro, he's one of the biggest names after Ninja. He also went to Mixer. So he finally made his comeback since Mixer shut down. He came back to Twitch, and I think he had 500,000 viewers.
Damn.
Which just goes to show you, more than the power that Shroud has, like, how many people are just at home right now. Like,
pretty much. I can't imagine those numbers happening if this whole pandemic thing wasn't going around. Especially now during, like, what would have been the regular, like, school, like, the start of school and all that stuff.
Yeah, it would have been back to school right now.
Yeah, I definitely don't see them getting those kinds of numbers. So, I guess it's a benefit for them in the long run.
Yeah, just for a comparison, when Ninja played with Drake, he had like a little over 500,000, maybe like 550.
Damn. This guy didn't even
Shroud
have
coming
Drake
back,
shit.
right? Is literally just him on his own playing Valorant with his friends. I watched it. The dude seemed like he was nervous, and I mean, I think anybody would be at that point.
With that many people watching, hell yeah. I wouldn't know what to do, dude. I'd be paralyzed. That's scary. That's scary to think about. Like, God,
it is.
He could have just one little slur and it would have been over for him.
Bro, that's more people than the metro area, probably.
Pretty much. Dude, that's
Or like
fun.
as many. When you put it in perspective like that, it's insane.
That's like Super Bowl numbers.
Yep.
Oh God! Just to watch this fucker play with his friends.
Yeah, and then it was that big of an event. I guess online is like everything now, that it also trended on Twitter, and like, I guess because of that, pretty much everybody was talking about it.
Damn. That's the other thing, though. I'm barely on Twitter, so that's also a reason why I don't know this shit. I gotta get better.
That's understandable. You know, we had a podcast a while back where we were talking about our social media taste, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. But I should get on that, though, especially since I'm quote unquote a content creator. I should be a lot better at keeping up with the trends. I don't want to end up like those old heads who don't understand what the kids are raving about these days.
Mm-hmm. It is weird because it feels like nowadays that's mainly like there's a reason why people talk about fake news on Facebook so often, but like the same thing happens on Twitter. It just feels like these are the ways that people are getting their news now, rather than like
the news.
You know, them old ass news.
Yeah. I mean, that's certainly true. I mean, I feel like trying to deny that at this point is like, it's a dumb thing to do. Like, literally, the internet is a new medium of gaining information, but obviously, not everything's reliable on the internet, so you gotta be really fucking careful. It's like,
yeah,
it's such a strange thing. It's like you gotta not only verse yourself in like interacting with people, but also verse yourself in like learning what is likely real and what likely isn't, and how to investigate, which adds just like a whole other layer to how you obtain your news and your information. Which is why sometimes, like, I remember there was a time period where my grandma really wanted to get into learning how to use her phone and Facebook and all that kind of stuff, and I didn't even know where to start, because I feel like you really have to teach them, like, hey, you can't trust everyone on the internet. You can't trust everything you read, but I can't really teach you how to tell what is and what isn't. That just comes with experience.
Exactly. It's something you kind of have to learn on your own, sadly. Like, you can teach someone the basics so they can navigate their device or, like, the web in general. But, for example, one thing that I know grandparents probably would struggle with unless they just get the experience is those fake download buttons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know how often those pop up? And, like, for us, I feel like it's second nature, or, like, whatever the saying is. Like, it's so easy for us to tell, like okay, this is... Sense. Yeah, this is the download link, and then this button is probably a fake ad to, like, a virus or, a website, an ad or something.
It's just... It's scary. It's funny and it's scary, but you know that's the nature of the beast until something later down the line.
It's the same thing with the news, man. Like, you've heard of The Onion, right?
Yeah, I love The Onion so much.
How many people fall for those Onion articles?
I don't know, but it's funny every time. It's funny,
but it's one of those things where once you fall for it, you're probably not going to again. At least from The Onion. But like, how many other websites like out there
exist? Yeah,
yeah. Where it's not exactly the same, but even if it's like exaggerated, you know, and you kind of just have to cross-reference, I guess, like look up multiple sources to know.
Yep. And some people are too lazy for that. Some people will literally just find one thing and roll with it.
Or at the same time, the problem is like at least most of the mainstream media websites, once they like get that hit where they're like, okay, this is a big news, even if it's fake or exaggerated, they
just run with it.
Yep, they all post about it, and it's like, okay, at that point, you're kind of like forcing the truth on people, even if it's literally not true.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, it's definitely another sign of the times, you could say.
Simply the best. But in other news, you had a second topic you wanted to talk to me about, which is surprising for me. I love when you have these mystery topics.
Oh, wait, did I?
Yeah, you said you had two things. You talked about...
Oh, my God.
You talked about Timmy, Toothless Timmy, Shroud.
Shit, what was the other thing?
It's definitely not Pokemon, because I feel we've already talked about Pokemon.
Oh!
Or
well,
is it about
actually,
Pokemon?
Yeah, it's related. It kind of is. The sneaky Lord and Savior, Leafy, is here. has been terminated.
Yeah. He's returned and now he's gone again.
Yeah, he's back and back out the way he came.
That shit's so funny, dude. I've never been a Leafy guy. Even when he first started, I was just like, I feel like this is another Keemstar kind of situation when he first started, where I'm just like, this is a guy who literally, like, his viewer base is all about gossip and vitriol and just, like, starting shit. Like, I feel like him as himself as a content creator has no real value. It's more the shit that he spews about. So for me, it was always just like a matter of time before Leafy is just done. And then like he got demonetized, he left for a while, then he came back and he was still on his same bullshit. And now he's terminated again because he went after, the simp empress of the internet, who has now recently become a tyrant.
The thing is, the reason why it is, I feel like, a topic worth bringing up is I don't think she herself like did anything to get him banned.
Oh no, Leafy fucks himself.
Exactly.
Leafy's a professional at screwing himself over.
And I don't know, I didn't watch that many. I think I saw maybe 2 of the videos. I definitely watched the first one he made. But then like by the later on, people argue that like he wasn't even talking about Pokey, but it's like when you put her on every single thumbnail, and the thumbnails look so weird, man. It's like one of those, literally the people that he's like targeting, the tier 3 subs that are like the super creepy ones that like deep down they really wish they could be with her.
Yeah.
Like it's like those types of guys that keep like a creepy picture of a girl that doesn't even barely know them in their wallet or something, you know?
Simps.
Exactly. And that's, I don't know, that's what it felt like, him making so many videos about her. Like you looked at the thumbnails and it's like one of the creeps like manifesto or something, like just waiting for the convention where he can finally meet his queen.
Oh god, that shit's scary, man. I don't like that shit. Like I hear horror stories about all the time. One of the ones that like I remember happening a while back ago that scared the shit out of me was you know Gavin from Rooster Teeth, Slow-Mo Guys and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know if you ever heard the story of like the break-in that happened at his place, that it was like a crazed fan who was like obsessed with his girlfriend Meg Turney.
Oh god.
So like he broke into their house with like a gun with intentions to like hurt them. It wasn't sure whether he like was in there for murder or whatever, but he definitely went in there with intentions to specifically hurt Gavin because he had like manifestos and shit in his phone and like pictures of Meg and manifestos about like how he wants Gavin to die alone and a whole bunch of horrible shit, where it's just like those are one of like my prime fears, and why sometimes a lot I joke where I say I'd rather be rich and not famous than famous and rich. Because it's just like sometimes people just very impersonally but also extremely personally prosecute you for just who you are in the public eye, and they completely dehumanize you based on like their obsessions and all this stuff, where I feel like it's a risk in of itself to be so in the public eye. And that's some scary shit to think about, man. And then that's why sometimes like I goof on e-girls and on Twitch, on the Twitch simp empresses, as I call them, and all that stuff. I goof on them because, whatever, it's like an internet meme thing. But sometimes I do feel legitimate concern for how intense their fan bases tend to be, dude.
Bro, I mean, it sucks to bring it up because I know it's like harsh for some people that were big ass fans, but like there was the case with oh my god, her name is actually slipping my mind. I remember her username. It was Zelda Love on YouTube, or Zelda. What the freak was her name? I'm gonna need to do some research.
Me? I mean, let's look. I honestly have no idea. It's not ringing a bell. Zelda anything.
She was a musician, and like one of her crazed fans showed up to her concert and literally murdered her.
Really?
You didn't know about this?
No.
Bro, hold up. I'm gonna find her name.
That's-
Might need a pause right quick.
That's some John Lennon shit, dude. Wow, how have I never heard of this? And she was like on YouTube and stuff?
Yeah, she was. Karen, do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What's her name?
She started in YouTube and then became a famous singer.
Yeah, exactly. She used to do
Christina
music
Grimmie?
covers on YouTube. Christina Grimmie, dude.
Oh, that was quick. I literally just put in Google YouTube singer murdered.
Oh, okay. Maybe you're better at Google than me because I was like trying to find her like OG username because I know she had Zelda in her name, but yeah, she was like literally homegrown YouTuber, whatever that means. Like she got big off of YouTube and then started getting big as a singer, and this one dude was like completely obsessed with her. Showed up to one of her concerts. I forgot exactly what happened, but I know she was shot and killed. So it was definitely a pretty depressing day when that happened.
Dude, that's incredibly tragic. How have I never heard of this?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it almost happened with Ariana Grande too. I know like she's way
the bomb
like bigger,
thing.
but like
The bomb thing, yeah.
It feels like all of these like, I mean, mainly females, because like you said, it does happen to guys like Gavin every so often
like
too.
Way more. But even then, with Gavin, it was fueled off of like this guy's obsession with Meg.
Exactly.
Like, I feel
and
like,
oh man,
I feel like it's way worse out there for women. And that's not even a feeling thing. That's a fact. It's like, period. And that's why I also get mad with the people who just like, whoa, feminists, poor women. They're so, it's just like, how ignorant do you gotta be, man? The numbers are there. Like, the facts are there that, yes, this also happens to dudes. No one's saying that dudes don't go through shit. But you have to admit that this is way more frequent for women. And
it's way worse. It feels like it's so much more severe.
It's a lot more hateful, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it's always like a power trip or like a possessiveness thing. And it's just like, I don't know how women even tolerate us. Like, honestly, dude, it's just.
Well, a lot of them don't, but yeah.
Yeah, and rightfully so, to be honest, because it's like this has been since pretty much the dawn of like human civilization. Of course, there have been civilizations where women have been brought up to the same degree and all that stuff, blah blah, all that stuff. But more often than not, in like human civilizations, women have always had this very secondary, submissive view that comes entirely from men, and this is a byproduct of it, and it sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks, dude.
It's weird that like literally we have generations, like millennia of history to show literally what you just said, and yet we still can't get past that like.
Yeah, there are still men who are just like, I call bullshit.
And like idolization.
Yeah.
To where they put it on such a they will put this girl on such a high pedestal that no one else can have them, even if it means like ruining their own life.
They dehumanize
It's
them.
like
it's literally what it is, and it's fucking gross. So that's why
it's hard to get into the mind of someone like that for us, obviously, but there's a lot of people like that, and it's really weird.
There are, dude. It's sad, and it's like, and the just the internet. You would think with the overabundance of information and interaction that we had with the internet, we would be able to circumvent and grow past this a lot, and it does happen. But it's kind of also sad to see, especially within our communities, like gaming communities and stuff like that, and Twitch communities, all that stuff. The overwhelming amount of people who are in that mindset of just like, boo-hoo, poor women, whatever, who cares, right? And it's sad because it makes me not want to be part of it, dude. Because it's just like...
Nah, I feel you. You almost just want to like, I guess, take the more traditional approach, like say F all that to the internet bullshit, like just be normal, quote unquote. I don't know what the right word is, but
no, yeah, normal, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
but
that's why I make my jokes, I make my haha e-girl stuff, but like when it comes to like my actual feelings on it, dude, I feel most of the time I feel really bad for these women. because it's just like even though they do find success, and when they do and all that stuff, they always have that worry in the back of their head, where's this next, emotionally inept and mentally fucked individual gonna come in. I'm gonna be the next headline,
Yeah, and it's almost like if you're a female streamer or whatever it may be that you get big enough, it's almost inevitable.
Oh God, that's horrifying.
Like there will be at least one guy that's like the super creepy obsessor.
Oh, God, that's horrifying. I don't even like to think about it, dude. But you kind of have to force yourself to. You can't. I
only have one other example, but I'm sure it's happened to so many, because like this other big streamer who's in 100 Thieves recently tweeted like how she's got a stalker, and like she's literally trying to like have Twitter, the term like Reddit detective, like she's trying to have the Twitter detectives find out who this guy is so she can get a freaking restraining order.
Yep.
It's crazy, but it's feels like it's almost inevitable if you get to a certain point of success. Like there will be at least one super creep, super fan, or whatever.
There will always be one super creep, and there will always be a Leafy.
And to kind of tie it back to the Leafy thing, like you say, it's weird because it was harassment towards Pokey, but he was also mainly going after the super creepy fans and like trying to, I guess, shed some light on that and maybe make them realize like how dumb they really are.
Yeah, but he also
not for donating or whatever, but
he also does it in a way where it's more kind of just like, how would you say it? It definitely feels more irresponsible on his end. It definitely feels like he's more like fueling the fire rather than exposing any kind of... His intention does seem to just kind of like antagonize these people, and you can think what you want to think about that, but I feel like stoking the flames is not the best way to stop the fire. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I agree. It feels like he has a good intention in mind, but in the way he does
his execution
is definitely... It's very like chaotic. It's like just meant to stir up everybody. It's not necessarily like leaning towards like the good side, I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't know. At the end, we don't know exactly what I think he was banned for. I think it might have been either harassment / bullying type of stuff. But I've also seen people argue that it could be clickbait, since he was using her picture and like titling everything as if it was about her. But then in the actual videos, they had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I think it's honestly both. It's like, once you get past a certain point, you know how YouTube has a 3-strike system?
Yep.
So once you get 3 strikes, your channel's gone.
Yeah, it's over.
And he made like over 10 videos on the topic. So like if YouTube just decided 3 of those videos were too much, like crossed the line, then that's it. It's out.
Yeah.
It's done.
I mean, dude, if he's fucking... If he's starting shit, he's gonna have to take shit. That's just how it is. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on, dude. People just don't know. Things. What did I tell you about having the TV too loud while I'm recording? What did I tell you when the sign's up? You know what would happen. I told you what would happen. That was the last straw. Oh, God. The funniest part of me having to do this is when they're not even watching the TV, but they still have it so loud in the background. God. Anyways, all right.
That's grandparents in a nutshell.
It's awful.
Every time I call my grandparents, I can hear their novela so loud in the background, dude.
It's just crazy.
I'm like, are you talking to me or are you watching the show? Like... I can hear every word.
That's literally what it is, dude. My room is all the way across on the other side of the house, and my room has really good, like, my door has really good, like, airtight noise cancellation per normal, but they put it that loud enough where I could listen to exactly what they're watching, word for word. And I excuse my grandpa a little more because, like, he took like a war wound that left one of his ears like practically deaf, and so obviously he needs things louder. But my grandma did it to herself. My grandpa she's been perfect of hearing all her life until recently, because what she does, she shuts herself in a room and then she blasts the TV full volume. Full volume for all her life, and now she's complaining about how hard it is for her to hear.
Oh no.
It's like, Grandma, you did it to yourself, but oh well.
That's gonna be all of us, man, with headphones constantly in our ear.
But that's the thing too. Even when I use headphones, I lower the volume because I don't like loud noises. Ever since I was a kid, I never liked things to be too loud. That's why I also don't go to concerts. It's just like, I don't dig it.
I'm the opposite, dude. I've accepted my fate. I know I'm gonna be deaf when I'm old.
Good luck, dude.
I'm too far gone.
But
yeah, I don't know. The way to wrap up that whole topic, like, I think both of us would wish that somehow we could find a nice medium where, the simps can enjoy donating to their favorite queen without it becoming some type of creepy obsession. But
simp in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Like,
do what you got to do. But, understand that that's not going to lead you to any type of actual relationship. Yeah. And that, I don't know. That's definitely just... have you heard of, first of all, there's a website actually called eGirl. I think it's egirl.gg.
Really? And what's this website about?
They might have changed the name. I was watching a video on it yesterday by, I don't know if you've heard of Magikarp Does Fly?
Yes.
Or Magikarp Use Fly.
Yep.
So he did a video on this website. I think they had to change the name because, I don't know, I guess the term e-girl is just not, there's no positive light to it anymore.
I guess so.
So I think it's called ePal now, which is just a complete, I feel like they're just clickbait, or not clickbait, but it's misleading. It's literally e-girl. You go on the website, you can pay for a female to play games with you.
What? Dude.
I am not even joking, dude.
Not
epal.gg. Look it up right now.
Not a few podcasts ago, we were goofing the Japanese over rental girlfriend services, yet here we are renting e-girls.
Yep. And you can go on this website right now. I recommend just look it up right now. You get to see a picture or a little GIF, and there's a voice clip of the girls
oh my
she
God.
Gives a little message.
Oh
and
my
you pay
God.
per game, dude. You pay per game. There's a girl out here charging $10 per game.
Dude, we have to do this sometime. We have to record a video where we buy an e-girl to play League with us or some shit.
She only plays Yumi.
Yeah, dude, we have
You're
to
paying
do this.
$10 for a Yumi.
We have to do this. Dude.
Bro, he's dying. I can't.
We have to do this. It's so fun. What the? Come on, man. Not even 2 podcasts ago, we were goofing the Japanese over rental girlfriend services, and here we are paying people to play games with us, dude. Come on.
Well, and I mean, on the other side of the coin, you got these girls who I'm sure they just like gaming, and Twitch is pretty hard to make it in, man. Whether you're a guy or a girl.
Yeah.
Here you have a perfect alternative where you don't have to be famous. You don't have to be popular. You just have to be pretty or make a fake voice.
Or even just sound pretty, yeah.
Exactly. And guys will literally do it. I mean, if the website has been up for a month now, I think, and it seems like it's doing pretty well. I'm looking right now, and there's in the top girls, they're charging average $5 per game, dude. It's crazy.
Dude, we have to do it. We have to. You know we do.
So, where is this going to lead, though? We got guys who are too scared to actually talk to girls, so they would rather pay. And, I don't know. I feel like if you're on this website, it's never going to lead to anywhere serious.
It's going to lead to gamer world peace.
Unless, you're a gold, or not a gold digger, but the other way around. The guy is the sugar daddy, and he's just willing to just pay for everything of hers. There's no way a girl from this website will find a guy that they actually like. It's definitely, it's not a dating website. This is very much anywhere. A service.
Love can be found anywhere. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, all right?
All right, you know what? If anybody out there has an e-girl success story, please hit me up at MunchingOrange on Twitter.
I would love advice. I want my own e-girl love story.
We would love to have you on the podcast.
Oh, Christ. What a trip.
But like I said, bro, on the other side of the coin, these girls are also, I I don't know. I'm gonna assume that they're not on this website ever thinking they're gonna find a guy they like either. So it's like
They're there
this
for the
weird
bank, dude. For the
leading on, like it's literally leading on has been made into a job.
Good.
That's how I feel.
Good for them. You know what? Good for them.
But then the guy is paying for it, so it's like he has to be fully aware of the fact that it probably 99% won't lead anywhere.
Good. Just like Rent a Girlfriend. You gotta. This is just for a small moment of self-satisfaction. All right. Just to curb your loneliness a little bit. But you're not gonna find love. Oh my god. Oh,
yo, are there guys on here actually?
I gotta recommend this to all my e-girlfriends, man. So they can make bank and pay their tuition, man.
Wait, there are guys on here.
I know what my career path is now.
Bro, there's a guy on here called Simp.
I'm gonna be the e-boy.
Dude, Simp charges $10 per game.
Bro, what? Dude, I can be making bank. I play League all the time already.
Hey girls and maybe guys, I would love to play some League with you, Heart. If you want, I can offer some coaching. If you order, I'll look at 1 to 2 replays of yours and analyze them with you. And after that, we play one game together and I watch your decisions. Okay, so at least you get some coaching for the $10.
Epic, dude. Watch him be a bronze.
Honestly, that's not bad. But I doubt that it's because it's a guy. Like, it's not the same if you, I don't know.
I'm gonna be an e-pal. That's it. That's my new career.
I'm sure there's some girls that are probably good. Yeah, there's like a diamond girl on here.
Damn.
She's the one charging $10 per game.
Munch, all girls are diamonds, all right?
That's true. That's true. Okay, so, I mean, I think that's enough of that. The other reason why I brought up the Leafy thing, though, is a lot of people are now, like, discussing, like, what this means for YouTube in general, because they've never actually just straight up banned someone like that, at least to my knowledge. And people argue, like, why don't people like Shane Dawson or Onision? I guess Shane Dawson, they're completely different cases, but, like,
I think YouTube is just really slow on the uptake with that, because they have banned people in the past. Like, I remember that one dad that used to do pranks on his kids.
Oh, yeah, the Family 05?
Yeah, he got banned.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like YouTube's really slow on the uptake with that.
Mm-hmm. But they were so quick with Leafy. That's what people are saying.
Yeah, but, like, I mean, who likes Leafy, man?
No, I'm not trying to defend him. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible.
Some logic to it where it's just like, I don't think even the corporates like Leafy.
If it was personally, then I stand by what they did. Like, maybe they should have probably striked him, though, I feel.
Maybe so.
Instead of straight up ban. Like, maybe, like, take down his videos and be like, don't do this type of shit. But that's the thing, is how do you define the exact rules on, like, what is commentary or critique versus what is just harassment and bullying?
And actual vitriol. I feel like YouTube has always been bad with their terms of service. Like, I feel like this isn't a new thing, but it's starting to reach a point where it's, like, kind of fucking obnoxious how bad their terms of service has always been. Considering it's such a community-wide thing, you'd think that'd be, like, their top priority. Same thing happens to me with League, where it's just, like, it's such a community-driven game and all this kind of stuff, yet their reporting system and how they tackle toxicity is just so skewed and so just bad. It's not well optimized. To
the point where you got banned again?
Oh, yeah. Funny story. I got permanently banned for a day. As is pretty funny. Because a Jin called me.
2 of your teammates decided that they didn't like you.
Yeah, pretty much. My teammate told me to drink bleach, kill myself, called me a retard, and other things that shouldn't be said. I'd have to censor them, so there's no point in even saying them. But yeah, and I literally only responded with like constantly saying, like, dude, just leave me alone. I'm just trying to play the game. Leave me alone. So when he saw that I wasn't like getting heated and flaming him back, he just decided to go to all chat and accuse me of like hate speech and a whole bunch of stuff. And I got spam reported and I got permanently banned for a day.
Which just goes to show the jungle really is.
And yeah, dude, I fucking hate jungling. But I mean, I got to give it to the person who like attended my case. I don't know if I could call them by name, so I won't. Even though it's an alias even within the community thing. You know, all the community managers have an alias, but still. They attended my case super like thoroughly. Like he went back into like all of my chat here like history and previous strikes, and he realized that like yeah, my last 2-week ban that we talked about on the podcast was unjustified, so he washed it off the record. And like he pretty much looked back to like all of my most recent chats, and he was just like, yeah, no, dude, I honestly don't know why the hell like this happened in the first place, and how the other guy got away with it, dude. The other guy, before I like make the ticket, I had reported like the Jin and the Zareth who were doing the thing that they did, and the report didn't go through, obviously because I was the only one doing it. But like after this guy saw it and saw what they said in the game, he was just like, oh yeah, no, I have no idea how this guy got away with it. And, like, you know, obviously he didn't give any personal information, but he did say he was going to look into it. And then finally my report went through, so I just imagined that he got banned. But it goes to show, dude, that, like, you know, I feel like with a game that's this big, and when you can make this much, like, contact with the other players to the point where you could type to them and all that stuff, I feel like a automated reporting system isn't the way to go. Obviously, there's not enough manpower in any kind of team to where, like, there's always a person that will personally read the report and analyze it, because there's no way. But I feel like they shouldn't leave it to the automated system to determine whether a ban should be placed or not, especially a ban that's that heavy.
See, I thought it worked like if enough people report you, for example, if the whole enemy team did and 2 of your teammates did, like, then it ticks something at Riot where they're like, okay, this guy got reported 8 times by 8 people in one game. We should take a look at it, not just insta-ban.
Exactly. Literally. Dude, it happened immediately after I left the queue lobby. Like, I left the queue lobby, I was about to click to queue into another game, boom, I got the ban.
That's insane, dude. Wow.
Literally not even a minute passed.
I guess that's how Leafy must have felt.
But oh well, that's the name of the game. But getting away from all the YouTube drama, like yesterday.
Yeah, let's end it off with a bit of a lighter note. We've had all ups and downs, depression, like aggression,
recession, all the Eshins, man. It's been there. But now we get to talk about comic books, because yesterday the whole DC Fandom event happened. And I'm going to start right off the bat. I'm not a big DC guy. I'm more of a Marvel shill than anything. I don't know about you. I know you really like The Flash. I know that.
I've always been a Marvel kid. Like, I never knew as a kid that it was, like, there was really a difference, to be honest. But, like, growing up, I was always a big fan of, like, X-Men, Spider-Man.
Same.
Basically all those cartoons.
Spider-Man
I never really
guy.
liked the Justice League cartoon.
Me neither.
So
I like,
without knowing it, I guess I was a Marvel shill too.
I've always wanted to go back to watch the Justice League Unlimited show, because there's so many people who like it, especially in my immediate friend group. But I do remember as a kid not really enjoying it that much. But maybe if I go back, I'll like it. And I've always felt a little bit ostracized by that. I'm like, geez, everybody loves this show, but I remember hating it as a kid. Same thing with Teen Titans.
I did like the Batman cartoon, though.
Oh, yeah, Batman animated series and Batman Beyond, I loved it. That's for sure.
And then Teen Titans, but I didn't really know Teen Titans was DC, I guess, either, as a kid at least, but...
That's the other one. I didn't like Teen Titans when I was growing up.
Really? I thought everybody liked Teen Titans. I was about to say, like, I mean, everybody liked Teen Titans.
That's the thing. So. Everybody liked Teen Titans. I didn't. I thought it was a bit too melodramatic. Like, it wasn't fun. Like, when I would watch it, I'd actively be like, I'm not having fun watching this. I feel like I'm watching a teen drama, and I don't think I'm in that age yet. I was still, I guess, like, maybe watching Dragon Ball and a whole bunch of other shit where I was just like, I just want to see dudes kick ass and say funny jokes. I don't want to see...
Yeah.
Why Raven doesn't love Beast Boy but actually does, and why Robin can't get with Starfire. I don't give a shit about that. I want to see Batman kick ass. Where's Batman?
I don't know. Maybe I had a bit of a soft spot then as a kid, because I was all about that Terra and Beast Boy.
Virgin boy.
The Terra and Beast Boy love story, dude. There ain't there wasn't anything better until Twilight came out, honestly.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And with Twilight in mind, Twilight had Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson is the new Batman. We've come full circle. 7 degrees of Robert
my
Pattinson.
God.
That's the one thing that I took out of the DC fandom that made me lose my marbles. Mostly just because I'm a huge Robert Pattinson stan. And I feel like he's really got the short end of the stick when it came to Twilight. Like,
yeah,
he got stigmatized really hard because of Twilight, dude.
Dude, Cedric Diggory, he did an awesome job in Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, and like even after Twilight, I would still watch movies he was in, and he's been in a lot of good stuff. And the most recent one being The Lighthouse. I absolutely loved The Lighthouse. I loved him in The Lighthouse. So when I heard he was going to be Batman and Bruce Wayne, this is how it went. They announced the Joker. I don't give a shit about the Joker. They announced that it was going to be like a separate movie, separate from the DCEU, Joaquin Phoenix, whatever. I don't give a shit. Then they said they were going to do a Batman one that wasn't Ben Affleck, and it was separate from the DCEU. The only thing I liked about Justice League and Batman v Superman was Ben Affleck as Batman. That's not saying much, but still, it was the only thing I enjoyed. And Henry Cavill is Superman, but at the same time, I feel like they really don't do him justice, which is ironic, Justice League. But, and I blame mostly like the writers and all that stuff because of that.
What, you don't like when he just stands in the bathtub?
Yeah, I don't like when he fucking doesn't save people. Like, that's like definitely not the focus of Superman. That's not his whole thing. But, and then they announced it was going to be like separate from the DCU. I was just like, whatever, I don't care. But then they said it was going to be Robert Pattinson. And I went, oh. Someone's tugging on my scrot here. Someone's trying to get me to pay attention to this because they know I love Robert Pattinson. And then they revealed the suit, and I thought it looked really good. I was excited, and then now finally they revealed the trailer, and I couldn't be happier with how it looks. I sent you the trailer the other day. The whole tone of it, the approach they're going with it. I had heard before that they were gonna go with this very like Batman Year One / Long Halloween vibe, which are very popular Batman stories. Personally, Long Halloween is just like, it's a good story for me. It's like, okay, but I really do love Year One, and I'm pretty sure everybody loves Year One because that's like the comic that redefined Batman's origin story. That's like the origin story that all of the movies like base themselves off of now, ever since the Tim Burton one. Like, that's the one with the whole very tragic and dark version of like his whole orphanage and him training to be Batman and all that stuff. That's where it comes from. Comes from the Year One comic. And that
was The Dark Knight was based off that too?
Yeah, pretty much. Not all of it, but definitely like the tonality of his origin story is definitely based off of Year One, where it's just like pretty much his first year of being Batman. And it represents like how green he is to it. He still kicks ass, but obviously not as much as later down his career. He gets like shot and fucked up a lot, barely makes it out alive a lot. He relentlessly beats the shit out of criminals because he still has like his anger issues and all that stuff, and he's less controlled. So it's a very interesting approach to like Batman, and I'm glad they're finally going in with a very young and green Bruce Wayne. And I feel like just like based off the trailer so far, obviously it's our first look and whatever, it's too early to make judgments, but based off the trailer so far, I really like the vibe they're going with, like the whole very gothic murder mystery Zodiac killer type shit. They're making.
I like from the trailer. I kind of like aesthetically. It feels like they're kind of in a more realistic world, I guess you could say. Like, it feels like if Batman was in our world. Yeah. Which is kind of what they did with the Joker movie.
Yeah, with Bale's trilogy. With what was the director's name? Why do I always forget his name?
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, his trilogy was way more grounded in reality. But I feel like this one fits that perfect medium of like grounded in reality, but still not afraid to explore the more
superhero kind of goofiness.
Yeah, but still not afraid to like show the more fantastical elements of Batman. But I'm looking forward to it, man. The way they're representing the Riddler is really cool. Like this very like clearly psychopathic like murderer type. I say like Zodiac killer because the Zodiac killer was like kind of that way. Like he would constantly leave those Zodiac clues behind, like that was his calling card, and I feel like they're giving that vibe to the Riddler, which I feel is like always been a Batman villain that at least in major media hasn't gotten that good of a representation. So it's interesting the way they're doing it. I know the Penguin's gonna be.
What was wrong with Jim Carrey?
Well, there was nothing wrong with Jim Carrey as itself, but if we're gonna be honest, Jim Carrey's Riddler was pretty much just the Joker.
Yeah, he's just a goof.
Yeah. They just made him this goofy, wacky, cuckoo kind of villain, where the Riddler is definitely...
He really was more like a clown than the Riddler.
Yeah, because like even in the comics, the Riddler's definitely more of a like very methodical, like...
Methodical, yeah, that's the word I would use.
Rather than just straight up goofy. Like the idea behind him is goofy. This like crazy like killer dude who like tries to fuck with Batman more with his riddles than actually crime. You know, even though he is a criminal.
You could say he's an enigma.
Yes, that's a good joke.
Isn't that his name too?
Yeah, it's like Nigma, something Nigma. I always forget his first name. I just know him as Nigma. But
I know it's E, literally Edward Nigma or something like that.
I think so. Yeah, something like that. But
I like the Riddler, and I don't know if it was the first Arkham game or Arkham City, but I really liked him.
Yeah, in Arkham Knight, he's
like
pretty
he would
funny
barely
too.
show up. It was just like all of his trophies or whatever. You had to find the clues, and like you'd hear his voice lines, and whoever did that in that game, the voice acting for that, did a really good job.
He's a lot more prominent in Arkham Knight. I don't know if you got to play that one, but they actually show him and all that stuff in Arkham Knight, so it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no, I think I only played the first two.
But no, dude, I'm super fucking excited. I love the part where he beats the shit out of that one thug in the middle of the trailer, just like relentlessly. I did not see that coming, dude. That shit was brutal. But it looks really good, and but that's definitely like the highlight for me. They showed a whole bunch of stuff, like season 7 of The Flash, which is the least interesting thing to me. But I know you used to be a big fan of the show.
Woo!
But I think you only told me you only really liked season 1.
You know, I have a complicated relationship with the Flash TV show. See, I never really knew much about the Flash as a kid. Like, I never knew his backstory or any of that, but I always knew the character, and I liked it because he's just fast as frick, boy. But when I, like, finally got to see the show, like, his backstory, his origin and all that, plus I kind of like the actor, Grant Gustin.
Yeah.
And, like, I like Iris's actress, too. Like, the first season, it felt very much to me like watching the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Like, it was very campy, kind of like...
It was a CW show.
Yeah, it felt, like, goofy enough, but also, like, it did a good job of showing the origin story. And, like, I fell in love with the Flash as a character. I think because of Grant Gustin, too. I mean, like, Grant Gustin, hit me up, bro. But anyway, later on, it started quickly dwindling and becoming more of, like, the stereotypical CW teen drama. And, like, every season is literally the same thing. Barry loses his speed. He loses his confidence. Everybody's like, Barry, you can do it. And then Barry does it. And the season's over, and they beat the villain.
Pretty much. That's CW for you, dude.
And the worst thing is, like, there's so many cool Flash villains they could potentially use as the final one. And it's always the same thing. Who's faster?
Like, essentially, yeah.
Like, I understand that for season 1. But, like, bruh.
I just feel like that
it's been 7 seasons.
Yeah, that show should have ended a long time ago. Like, there's no upping the ante anymore with that show.
Yeah. I tolerated it up to, I think, season 4. And then season 5 was the last straw for me. That was the one where they brought his daughter from the future.
Oh, I remember seeing
story.
that, and I'm just like, bro, this is epic cringe. I don't even watch this.
And you know what? It literally, it was season 1, but with his daughter instead. I'm not even kidding. They redid season 1, like, the origin story, except it's his daughter now trying to learn how to use her speed powers.
Yeah.
It's like, what is the point? So, honestly, I don't even care anymore. I didn't finish season 5. I think 6 came out. I didn't watch a single episode. I don't care for season 7.
I just remember
Same
when
thing
they
with,
butchered the Savitar storyline and, like, trying to blend Savitar with Future Flash, and it was a whole...
That's what I mean, dumb. Bro. Like, I watch a lot of like comic channels, they got me into, because like I said, the show, I still credit season 1 for helping me get into the story of the Flash.
Yeah.
So then I would watch like other content about it, like people comparing it to the comics and what it's based on, and it's just such a disappointment. Like that, there's so many interesting ways in the comics that the Flash beats his villains that aren't just who's faster, but the show always just comes down to who's faster.
Yeah. That's why I never really gave it a chance, dude. As soon as I saw it was CW, I was kind of just like, they're kind of notorious for botching shit, so I wasn't even going to give it a chance. And then I got excited when Ezra Miller became like the DCEU Flash, because I've liked Ezra Miller's work
that was
in the
cool
past.
too, and that was a freaking disappointment also.
Yeah. Even for me, I was just like, God, this could have been great, but oh well.
I like his suit in the movie. That's literally it.
I like his suit, and I'm mixed with his personality. It's just like he definitely seems more of a Wally West than a Barry Allen to me, but oh well.
Yeah.
So that's
and the main reason I even gave it a chance though is because, did you ever see The Arrow?
Yeah, I didn't like that one either.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I liked the first few seasons of that one, but maybe it's because I wasn't, like I said, I've never been that into DC, so maybe just hearing the Oliver Queen story for the first time, like it's a very similar to Batman, but the difference is what makes it cool.
Yes, so. But yeah, I've never been into like the CW shows. None of them. Not Riverdale. Not technically the Sabrina show isn't, but it's like made by the same people, so it's basically a CW show. That's why
we should have seen it coming, man. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I should have seen it coming. Like CW always sets you up for disappointment.
Yeah. But they announced that they showed the behind the scenes for the new Suicide Squad that's directed by James Gunn. Looks interesting. Not a trailer yet, just like
they're doing a second
scenes,
one?
But it looks interesting. They revealed all the character dossiers and everything. Yeah, with James Gunn as the director, the guy who does Guardians of the Galaxy.
Did not know they were doing another Suicide Squad after what happened with the last one.
Well, they switched up a lot of the characters. I think the only returning ones are obviously Viola Davis's character, who I always forget her character's name, even though she's in a lot of Batman comics. Rick Flag.
You kidding me? Oh wait, you mean the black lady that is the lead, right?
Yeah.
Her name's like something Amanda Waller or something like
Waller,
that.
that's exactly.
Yeah.
Rick Flag is the same.
Come on, they gotta have Will Smith in it though.
Nope. No Deadshot.
Come on, that was the best part.
They replaced him with Idris Elba playing a different character. I think it's called Blood Hunt or Bloodshot or something.
Actually, my favorite character was the Diablo. I don't know why. He because he was the only one that had a bit of a backstory.
Yeah, but now he's dead. So.
Yep.
And Margot Robbie, obviously, and Rick Flag, and I think those are literally the only returning ones because they replaced Killer Croc with King Shark, and there's a whole bunch of other new characters.
Well, shit.
But it looks interesting.
Guess we got another box office flop to look forward to.
Let's see. I don't know. It's James Gunn. Could be good. I have faith in James Gunn. Let's see.
I do like James Gunn, but I don't trust DC anymore.
That's true. They announced a Suicide Squad game, but it's not coming to like 2022, and they only showed a cinematic trailer, so that's pretty whatever. The dialogue and the character interactions look really good, but until I don't see gameplay, I don't care. They revealed Arkham Knights, Gotham Knights, which is the next game in the Arkham storyline for the Batman Arkham games. I was interested at first because they said it was co-op, and obviously it's a continuation of the Arkham series, but then they revealed the gameplay, and it's pretty much like you said, every game is trying to be The Witcher now. It's like literally, it's got all the RPG. It looks a lot like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and what they're doing with Valhalla, dude. They got like enemies have levels now, and there's level scaling and blah blah blah, damage numbers, RPG, just very hardcore RPG elements. And it's not that I don't like RPGs. Some of my favorite games are RPGs. I love The Witcher 3 and all that stuff, but I don't think every single fucking game has to be an RPG. You know, and
Yeah.
and I definitely not the Arkham series, because prior to this, the Arkham series combat was all based on whether you take it on in stealth or in combat, and even in combat, it's more of just like how quick are you to respond to your enemy's attacks rather than how high leveled are you. All right, so that kind of took away from my enthusiasm from it. I don't know about you. I don't know whether.
No, I feel you. I feel like you can make. You can add RPG elements without making the game straight up an RPG. Like, the Arkham games already did that. You had like upgrades to your weapons and gadgets and like your combat. You know, like that's basically a pseudo RPG already, but like not enough RPG elements where you can call it that.
Yeah,
exactly. And I feel like that fits Batman way better.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. I mean, proven by the success of the game, it definitely did. But we'll have to see.
But I mean, we'll see, man. People like RPGs a lot these days, so yeah, it could do really well.
Let's see. The other thing they revealed, let me see. I know they revealed like they said that the Shazam sequel is coming out, and they made a title for it. It's called Fury of the Gods, but they haven't really shown anything. They also did like a teaser reveal for Black Adam. Finally, after I think the first time they announced that The Rock was going to be Black Adam was like in 2013, dude. Like way back.
Yeah.
And now is when they're
It's been a minute. I know that. People have been making photoshops of it for a while.
For the longest time, yeah. They showed another trailer for Wonder Woman 1984, and they finally revealed Cheetah, who's played by this lady. She was on SNL for a while, and she's been in a lot of movies with...
I don't know.
She's the blonde one, the blonde funny one. She was in Bridesmaids. She's like the lead actress in Bridesmaids.
Yeah, you know.
I forget her name. They revealed... What else did they show? They showed some concept art for Flash's new suit for like his movie, which Ben Affleck is returning at Batman. That was really good news for me because I really enjoyed his interpretation of Batman.
Is Ezra Miller still the Flash?
Yeah, he's still the Flash. And
oh, okay. I thought he got kicked out after he punched that one fan.
After he ruthlessly and relentlessly beat that fan within an inch of her life. Yeah, I remember that.
After she asked for it.
Yeah. It was a whole... I didn't even look that into it, but, you know, whatever. I guess we'll find out later down the line. And then...
it was definitely not what Twitter was making it out to be.
And then the big story, this is the big one, the whole thing that fandom revolved around was the Snyder Cut, a trailer for the Snyder Cut of Justice League.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, it's finally happening. I don't care.
Justice League, the remake.
Essentially, that's what it is. It's the remake.
The movie's so shit that they had to remake it just a couple years later.
That thing has had a tumultuous history. Not gonna lie to you, with what the unfortunate business with with Zack Snyder's daughter, then Whedon coming in, the corporates coming in. Apparently there was abuse involved with Whedon, a whole bunch of shit. He changed a whole bunch of stuff, recut a whole bunch of stuff, changed the script. So I guess it's justified that it's gonna come out to be a very, very different movie. But in my opinion, first of all, I don't care. Second of all, in my opinion, I don't feel that it would really change in essence the problem that the Justice League movie had, and it's that it had no real build-up. Now maybe it'll be a little better now that the Aquaman solo film came out, and now there's 2 Wonder Woman movies that came out. We still haven't had a solo Batman film with Batflick, but whatever. And we've had the Man of Steel. Wait,
didn't 1987 got like indefinitely on hold?
No, it's coming out this year, I think.
Oh, okay. They're finally doing it?
Yeah. So maybe that will give it more of an opportunity. But at least for when the Justice League came out, we were just watching a movie with an ensemble of characters we knew practically nothing about and had zero time to be properly established. So we had no real emotional tie to the individual stories of any of these people. And they tried to smother it all into one movie. And the Justice League has a whole bunch of the DCEU has a whole bunch of underlying problems with it that causes its strenuous relationship with its viewers that I don't feel, even if the Snyder Cut is good or maybe improves a bit or even a lot on the previous product, I don't feel like it solves the fundamental issues that the DCEU has.
I totally agree, bro. You can only polish shit so much before you realize it's just shiny shit.
I guess so. And I'll give it the opportunity. I'm not saying I'm gonna go into it saying like there's no way this thing can redeem itself, because with some stuff that they've shown, it looks interesting, especially with how they're gonna release it. It's gonna be like, I don't know if it's gonna release episodically, but they said it's gonna be a mini series where each episode is an hour and it's 4 episodes.
Wait, for the Justice League movie?
Yeah. So it's essentially a 4-hour movie, but it's cut into 1-hour segments. I don't know if they're going to release it.
That's pretty sick. I mean, in concept, that sounds cool, because for me, the main problem with DC is they didn't, like you said, build it up enough. Like, they clearly saw that Marvel was, like, getting way too far ahead, and I feel like they tried to rush to catch up.
Yep.
When they should have
that was
definitely the worst thing.
Yeah, they should have just taken their time, because it could have been amazing. They had good fundaments, right? Because Henry Cavill,
dude, we could have had a Flash movie right now.
Yeah,
we could have had like the Aquaman movie obviously came out, but like we would have had a second Wonder Woman. Like, I feel like if the Justice League movie was coming out for real this year, despite the corona and all that, like in a perfect world, if Justice League had taken its time and it was just now coming out, now that the Marvel hype is kind of died down, it would have done way better.
And I feel like they haven't established a real threat within the DCEU, dude. Like, right off the bat in the Justice League, they did the Apocalypse invasion. Obviously, Darkseid, it wasn't in it, but he shows up in this Snyder Cut. They're not gonna fight him, but he shows up.
What's that one dude's name? Steppenwolf. He's literally the worst fucking villain I've ever seen.
They're bringing him back to his original design, but I don't know if that'll help, because just his dialogue and the way he was interpreted was so shitty.
I don't know how the CGI was so bad too.
I don't know. Have you seen his original design that they're bringing back? He looks like this weird, monstrous little thing. Honestly, he looks cooler than Darkseid, which is a problem for me. If this one villain looks way more intimidating and imposing than your main villain, for me, that's kind of an issue, but oh well. Because in the comics, Steppenwolf is just a dude. Like, yeah, he's an alien, but he looks like a normal dude. He's like this guy with a goatee and a really cool helmet and armor.
Yeah, I feel like he would have looked more menacing and imposing if it was just a guy with like makeup and maybe a little bit of CGI to touch up. But like making him a full CGI monster,
and he looked
really
weird.
took away.
He looked strange. And then, like, since he looked like a normal dude, Darkseid looked way scarier because he was this big, buff, like rocked skin dude with sick armor and red eyes. And then Steppenwolf was pretty much just a guy. So, like, kind of like inverting the roles here. Now, the Steppenwolf design, he looks like this incredible fucking jacked up creature, and he looks fucking epic. And then Darkseid is just some dude with gray skin. It's like, but we'll see. I don't know.
I guess we'll see, man. Can DC turn it around?
I don't know, man, but they'll have to do a lot. But it's interesting to look at, we mentioned the whole 4-episode, 1-hour thing. That's an interesting way to approach cinema. I wonder.
I feel like that could definitely work in the today's landscape with Netflix and digital release instead.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, whether Justice League would be a pioneer for this type of cinematic release. It would be interesting.
Yeah,
it would be interesting, especially if it works.
That could actually help DC turn it around a lot too, because their movies aren't making a splash in terms of the movie itself. So if they have a interesting, unique way of releasing it, that could actually help it a lot with publicity.
I agree, dude. In my opinion, their best movie was Shazam, and even then I just thought it was decent. I don't know if you actually saw it.
Yeah, I thought it was like as baseline, funny, kind of more towards the comedic side of superhero movies that you can go.
It actually felt more like a Marvel movie, and I guess maybe that's why I enjoyed it. But even then, it felt like kind of the more mediocre within the Marvel movies.
It felt like an Ant-Man, you know?
Yeah, see, like literally, that's the vibe it gave off. It just felt like an Ant-Man. And to say that that's the best film, at least in my opinion, it's not saying a lot. I recently watched Aquaman, and even though I don't consider it a good movie by any stretch of the imagination, I don't consider it a bad movie either. It was entertaining. It was ridiculous. You know, I wasn't bored watching it, but there was a lot of moments where I'm just like, this is kind of cringe, man. That's a lot of exposition for one line of dialogue, and I don't even know
honestly,
what the fuck
it was
you're
the
talking
best.
about.
It was the best remake of The Little Mermaid I've ever seen.
Definitely, for sure. Dude, Jason Momoa really captures Ariel's essence in this new reinvented
Oh my
format.
god. Yeah, no, definitely not the red-haired girl in it.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about her.
But hey, I got, I don't know what it is about these podcasts, but every time we're nearing the end, I just always have to take the most
I have to
massive
take
dump.
a shit. I have to take a shit too, dude. So
After we took a big shit all over DC.
now we have to take a big
not
shit
really.
over our ivory throne. Now, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. I'm excited for the Batman. I'm looking forward to see what these changes in a Snyder's cut does. And let's keep our hopes up, man, because I want the DCEU to be good. I'm not just a straight up hater. I'm not a Marvel stan and a DC hater. There's a lot of things about DC I like. Like, I grew up really loving The Flash and Green Lantern and Batman especially. But, everybody loves Batman. It's kind of like Spider-Man.
Yep.
But, so I want these movies to be good, especially because fucking a lot of actors I love are in it. Like, Jason Momoa's in it. Henry Cavill's in it. Ben Affleck's in it. Now Robert Pattinson's in it. A lot of actors I really like are
Robbie
in it.
Patty,
and I know
dude.
actors that can do
If
these
they, I
roles
know that
justice.
DC loves to do
Robbie Patty.
DC loves to do the alternate timeline shit. So like they could bring Robbie Patty in somehow.
I mean, they're bringing back Michael Keaton.
Oh shit! Well, there you go. Flashpoint, dude.
Yeah, that's what
Flashpoint
they're doing. That's the
brings
Flash movie.
anything.
It's Flashpoint.
Hell yeah!
So let's see how
All
it
right,
goes.
we'll see then.
All right, now I'm gonna go take a fat dump. Hopefully, it'll be bat shaped.
See you next time.
Bye bye.